get down to the business of running it for the good of the country, not for the good of their own careers and getting rich in politics. There's something wrong when you can go into politics and run this government and come out multimillionaire. It's just not the way it was meant to be. And I'm ready to wait and see. And what do you think, Mary?
Well, I believe that all of you are right. I believe, for me, I want a government that's smaller. I want state rights to be in the forefront, not this big conglomeration, which is really a corporation for our money that they choose where to spend it. And so one of the things is I hate polls. Because I think they're manipulative. I think that they scare people off. But part of that of me says, hey, look it up and see what they're doing. See what the media is coming around. So I went and looked at some polls. Just think about this: 2 years in advance, and there's dozens of polls out already. And to think, they're leaning, biased. But I'm going to give you, for instance, in like Fox News and Public Policy polling, they have Scott Walker in the lead. Okay, Scott Walker, has he declared yet? Huh? Well, anyway, and second, ABC News and CNN, of course, has Jeb Bush in the lead. And then, what's really funny is then they have Ben Carson up there, and then Ted Cruz, and then Rand Paul. I mean, we have people that haven't even declared yet, and they're saying, hey, look who's leading. And that bothers me, because I think a lot of people, the low information voter, even no matter what platform they believe in, they look at these polls and it manipulates them into voting so that they can be on the right side, per se. So that is my problem with polls, and yet it's the way we track and we see how things are going. But for me, I want to vote for the man or woman who loves this country, loves the military. I'm so tired of the military being downsized and destroyed. I'm so tired of people getting, like it in Texas, where it took them how many years to give them a Purple Heart, but still no benefits? I want a country that is led by a leader that says, this is what our Constitution says. This is what God says we are to do as a nation, because we're still back to that. I love the way they keep saying, we're not a Christian nation, but and here we go, those polls, we know that we are Christians as a nation, but we're not standing up. We're being very quiet. And I don't mean everyone, I mean the majority. And that's why we get into things like this. That's why we don't look in the background and see what they've done. We don't say, hey, didn't they say yesterday something the opposite? We need to research our candidates. We need to know what they've done in the past. It's the way, it's like raising a child. If you raise them one way and that's what they've done all their life, are they going to change? Is a candidate that's voted this way all of its life suddenly saying, hey, or are they speaking in the masses because that's what they want to hear? And that's what I'm tired of, is people not researching who they're voting for. And that's what I have to say. I know, Marcia, that you have some input that I can hardly wait to hear what you have to say.
Is with us from Alaska. Governor, welcome to the program. It's great to have you with us.
Thank you so much. Good morning.
I want to go straight at it. As you may have heard just a moment ago, I was saying that the hatred level directed against you is absolutely extraordinary, and it's a disgrace. But my question is, has it driven you out of politics, driven you away from standing for public office for good?
No, bless their hearts. Those haters out there, they don't understand that it invigorates me. It wants me to get out there and defend the innocent. It makes me want to work so hard for justice in this country. So, hey, the more they're pouring on, the more I'm going to bug the crap out of them by being out there with a voice, with a message, hopefully running for office in the future, too.
I think we just got the quote of the day, actually, Governor, and that was a good one. Now,
All right, so now we are back after having heard Sarah Palin and her little teaser about wanting to run and wanting to be in office at some point. So we heard that little snippet from Sarah Palin, and so that's a good thing. And so we want to thank you for being with us today. And you are listening to Right Opinions on Spreaker, and we do have a few glitches here and there, but that's still in the process. I want to discuss something with you that apparently people are thinking that dynasties are okay in this country. There's the Bush dynasty and the Clinton dynasty and the Kennedy dynasty and possibly the Obama dynasty. And we're just sick and tired of it. I'm speaking for myself. I don't want another Kennedy ever in office. I don't want another Clinton, I don't want another Obama, and I certainly do not want another Bush. So here's my thing. I think we have to know who's running for office, and I think it's too early yet to understand exactly what's going on. And once we understand what's going on with all of these candidates, we have lots and lots of people who still want to run. And once they declare, then we can start making decisions. But you see, what happens is sometimes all these people declare, and you may love one particular candidate, but by the time they've gone through several of those primaries back east, your candidate may have dropped out by then. And those are something you need to think about, because they go through these primaries and they're staggered all over the United States, and your favorite candidate may not show up well in Iowa or New Hampshire. And if that's the case, they're going to drop out right at the very top. So somebody that you're screaming about right now and you think is all wonderful, or vice versa is all terrible, that's joined the Republican Party on the ticket, you've got to stop and consider it's way too early for this. There are entirely too many things yet to come up that are going to trip up your candidate. They've still got to talk. They've still got to probably reiterate 1,000 times what they've said, and they will be twisted. And there are going to be many, many, many times when they're going to have to go back and explain what they've said. And if the media twists that like they do, then you have to understand that what's happening is your candidate is being weakened and weakened and weakened. And by the time it gets ready for you to jump on board that bandwagon, they may already be off and going home. So it's something that you have to consider when you're endorsing a candidate this early. Unless, of course, you have decided that you are going to send them money. You're free to do that. But it is too early to start picking on one particular candidate and already saying, who are we going to put together? We're going to put together so-and-so and this and that. Well, you can't do that. It's too early. Most of these people haven't declared yet, and if they're supposed to be 23 something or 24 something who are going to be running, then you have to understand that your candidate may not make the cut. And you have to be aware of these things. We can't say it often enough. It is too early. It is just too early. So with that, I would like to ask anybody to jump in here with whatever you'd like to say about that before we go to a break in about 3 minutes.
I have something I, do want to say. One of the things that we're going to try to encourage people to do is we know that both political parties, the major political parties, the Democrats and the Republicans, have let us down in the past many, 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 many times. And what we encourage you to do is to vet these candidates, pick the best candidate that you think would make the best president based on their qualifications, and their backgrounds and donate directly to that candidate. Do not donate directly to a political party. The only way to bring down the power of a party is through the purse strings. So if you back your candidate, make sure that you support your candidate with money because they're going to need it, and don't donate to a big party unless you are a party person, and I am not. You already, like Marco Rubio got $1 million from one donor. Ted Cruz has got $4 million from major donors. They get major donors. It's us little folks out here that we got our little nickels, dimes, and quarters that we need to throw in, but we need to throw it into a candidate and not to a party who is going to use that money against us.
I totally agree with you, Mona. Is stop giving to the PACs and give to the individual when you know who you want to give to.
Those candidates that get money from the big PACs and corporations are beholden to them, in my view, and you really have to watch and make sure that they are voting in a manner that is to the people's benefit and not the others.
Well, once upon a time when there were maybe 2 or 3 people running for office, it was different then. And it's always been different than it is now. And we can't be this adamant about somebody this soon in the race when it may or may not work out for them. And you're free to donate to the candidate of your choice. Matter of fact, I would encourage you to donate to candidates anywhere in the country. There are candidates who need your help and support, whether you live in that state or not. But you are free to donate to whom you please. However, we would suggest that they are not using the funds correctly in the GOP. They are not using the funds correctly anywhere. And if you donate to them, the RNC, any of those, just donate to the people that you want, and we're going to take a commercial break with that. Well, actually, it's not a commercial. We're going to play a song for you, and I hope you get as big a kick out of it as we do, because we're going to give you this time to a little snicker with us, okay? We'll be right back.
Diana. From the moment you'd foreseen us, did you ever in your life think you'd be standing here with me, with this thing we have between us? I could tell that it was fate and it was always meant to be. Yes, you and I were meant for glory, and something greater than this drab little world that we see. And who'd have thought that later you and I would have this date, a date with destiny.
I can't believe you think I'd buy that. Come on, I've heard this all before. It's just a line, I'm not naive. I really can't believe you try that. I've gotta say, you must be nuts to think that's never end.
That's right.
And
That's the deal. Can't you feel it so exciting?
everlasting life eternal.
You've been chosen for this honor. You'll have wealth and you'll have fame.
I've gotta write this in my journal.
Just wait and see. Everyone will know your name.
Will I stay cute?
Absolute. We'll be going down in history. We'll be known throughout the world. Eternity for you and me. Let's live forever and ever. Yes, never to sever. Together forever we'll be you and me.
Well, and we are back. You're listening to Right Opinions on Spreaker. And we hope that you are enjoying our live broadcast, which we have every Thursday afternoon from 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on Spreaker. Check your time zones, and you can catch our network shows each evening, Sunday through Friday. And so we're going to start into What Would Scooby Do? And I want to play that song for you. I've got to find it here on my theme here. But hang on a second and listen to this. What would Scooby do?